What are my night routines for spirituality? Hey guys, it's Andy with Mindset Matters More. And I want to talk about my nighttime routines with you guys. I spoke about my daytime routines, my morning routines, how I got out of bed. But I want to talk about my nighttime routines because in the grand scheme of things, there are really 3 times that you should be spiritual. When you first wake up, when you go to bed, and every other moment of the day. I joke, but really the hyper focus between sandwiching, when I wake up to when I go to bed is like good bookends for my day because it gives me things to think about. It gives me things to work on. It gives me moments of gratitude that I'm forced to pause and take a moment. So let's talk about what I do and how I do it and why I do it. And, really my nighttime routine is set up from my morning routine because my nighttime routine starts off with, getting on my knees and praying. And I will pray very specifically about, thank you for the opportunity to elevate my soul and the things that are like that, just gratitude for the opportunity to be a better me, the opportunity to try again, even though I'm not perfect, who'd have thunk, right? But it really comes down to just taking a moment to acknowledge that I have been given a chance, that I have been given the day, the full day, and that now I am getting to rest. And then I bust out my journal, and my journal, I write 3 things. First, I write a gratitude list. The gratitude list is for the magical miracles that happen throughout the day. And sometimes it's as simple as hey, I'm glad that I have gas in my car. I'm glad that I have a bed to lay in. Sometimes, days are just kind of bland. There's really nothing exciting about them. It's just business as usual. But if you really break it down, you can be grateful for just the little things that, we take for granted, which often turns out to be an amazing practice. So then after I write down my gratitude list, I then write out, what could I have done better today? What are some things that I would like to work on? So whether it's I got mad too fast or, I was impatient or I was afraid, I didn't do X or, I was lazy here. Just recapping my day throughout the entire day about what it is that I did wrong. And then the third thing is writing how I'm going to try to do them better. If I was lazy because I didn't shave my legs or something, it's I know I can do that. I can take the extra 5 minutes to get it done. It's not a big deal. I coach myself around those things that I believe I could do better. I come up with strategies and I envision them. And I've talked to you guys before about how to set this up in a previous podcast about, thinking about really making the corrections about the things that we have, done throughout the day that just weren't at our best. So I write those 3 things and then I close my little book, I put it down, and then I put on something to meditate to. Now it might be a guided meditation, some binaural beats. It might be maybe an audio book about mindset that I can, set the timer on it so that it'll shut off after an hour. But it's really about programming into the brain something that isn't me talking. It's just listening to this other thing, and it just wipes my day away because then I'm focused on this thing. And trust me, I can fall asleep during a guided meditation. I can fall asleep during an audiobook. I'm just sitting there and I just knock out. So I really set up my day in the mornings to think about, hey, looking forward throughout the day, what would I like to create? What would I like to do? What would I like to embody? Thank you for this chance. And then at nighttime, looking back, saying, man, you gave me the chance. Amazing. Here's what I think I got right. Here's the amazing things that happened. Here's where I think I wasn't my best, and here's where I think I can do it better next time. And then it's like, brain, take me away. And sometimes I do have some manifestation practices where I will do some visualization about things that I want, things that I really think could enhance my life. But, for the most part, it really is just those practices that I just talked about that I do at nighttime. For me, having this ritual just sets me up to knock out. It's signaling to my body, no, we're done for the day. This is it. Let's start to come down. Let's start to prepare for a deep rest. Let's start to unwind and relax and release. So those are the two practices, the morning ones and the nighttime ones. Now, why is it important to have a nighttime practice? I mean, I just told you why I do it. It's the signaling of the body. But the spiritual component of life is, as I said, every single moment. And two times that are really easy to capitalize on are the moment you wake up and the moment you go to bed. The other 16 hours that you're awake, that's the tricky part. And maybe we'll talk about that in another podcast. But, if you do not have a gratitude practice or a manifestation practice, a prayer practice, a journaling practice, or whatever practice, if you don't have it, those are the two easiest times to start it. Those are the two gimmies in your day. And so I'm going to take advantage of that. And if I were you, I would take advantage of that too. I have a little journal next to my bed, which is where I do my night stuff. And then I have a journal on my couch where I do my day stuff. It doesn't have to be all in the same journal. I hit my knees in the living room or in my bedroom. I do my breathing exercises in the living room or in bed. I listen to my teachings or my audiobooks in the living room or in the bed. It's very much it's not even about I don't have time and this is the only time I can fit in there. It's I want to set my day up. Yeah, of course I want to do it in the morning. I'm not going to wait till an hour later when I've already started going and go, because then I'm going to try to shoehorn this in to already correct the shit that I did for the first hour of my, no. Before I even think about doing anything, before I even think about starting my day, it's let me set the intention for the day. And at nighttime, it's let me just process what happened this day. Let me just process what it is that I went through and how I experienced today. Let me just review this for a second. Let me take a second to really reach inside me to see how I did. And then I give myself a grade of A+. No, it's really just focusing on being aware, that, hey, this is what I want for the day. And then at the end of the day, being aware of this is what happened throughout the day. Do those things align? Was I my best self? Could I be better? So those two times, morning and nighttime, for me are absolutely crucial. And throughout the day, you can always take a breath in meditation. You can always just say, thank you, God, for this opportunity. Thank you, universe, for this absolutely beautiful gift. You can absolutely just take your time and just breathe. But for me, the two most important ones that I cannot fail in, because then chaos just ensues, is morning and nighttime. So let me know, do you guys have a nighttime routine? Shoot me a message, right? Love you guys. Bye.